Dear students, welcome to the course Introduction to Metaphysics of Sanskrit Language. Today we are going to begin our course. So, in this lecture, I am going to give you the glimpse of uh, those instructions which are very necessary in order to understand this course also and to follow up the different concepts which are going to be available or discussed in the light of Indian knowledge corpus. So, first of all, as you know that the title of the course is Introduction to Metaphysics of Sanskrit Language. So, the course is oriented towards the Sanskrit language, and in Sanskrit we normally today follow the script that is Devanāgarī. So, when we try to write Devanāgarī script, that is a kind of or one of the Indian script, we have to understand how to use different technical softwares which are available to us in order to type or create e-content in Indian languages. So, for that purpose only we are having one software that is named as Baraha, and this software has been created for typing or creating e-content in any of the Indian scripts. So, for this course I always prefer to instruct or to advise the students to download this software in their systems, so that whenever they need to type in Indian scripts something, they can use this software and they can select the language and the desired language will be coming as an output. So, in the link you can see that there is an address baraha.com. You need to download this software from the link. And second important aspect, or you can say the second desired thing which we should be following in this course, that is the scheme of transliteration. Before we enter into the detailed aspects of transliteration, I want to give you the basic purpose, or I want to give you the information why we need this kind of a scheme or transliteration. What is the basic difference between the translation and transliteration? When we translate something from one language to another language, the source language and the target language. So, source language and target language, within this processing we need to have a intermediate structure or an interface through which the processing can happen. So, in that sense translation is a little bit a tricky thing, because each and every word passes through the journey of, or you can say long journey of their cultures. If we try to use the same word in a different cultural perspective, maybe that particular word will become unsuitable to describe the notion that is available in another culture. For example, dharma, which is a very popular term right now also, and this in Indian subcontinent, in Indian knowledge corpus, this word is a kind of multi-dimensional and broad spectrum term, because it incorporates so many of the meanings in different systems and in different contexts also. But when we generally use this term in specifically in with the reference of contemporary time, we understand this, the only meaning of the dharma that becomes equivalent to the religion, and this is the biggest misunderstanding which is available or going on right now in modern perspective or in current scenario, and this creates a lot of chaos among the scholars, among the students, because they do not understand the hidden meaning and they do not understand the hidden culture behind any kind of any of the term of any of the languages which are available, and they just translate it in one of the meaning which are available popularly to us in another language. So, in order to restrict or to preserve the original meaning of a particular word with respect of the special context of a specified language, we need to have this kind of system which can actually just transliterate the script rather than translating the words. For example, if we want to use the same term dharma when we are writing our answers in English, which is normally following the script Roman. So, Romanization of the Sanskrit terms or the Hindi terms or of any other language will be done in order to give a uniformity to the script, and for that purpose we use special symbols to write that particular word of different language. So, in this way what we do exactly, we preserve the script. So, there will be an uniformity in the visibility or appearance when we write the answers, but or we prepare a research paper or any other document. Specifically which is being prepared right now in English popularly. So, we will just change the script by using specific symbols, and we will not translate the word of another language, and in this way we will be able to preserve the original meaning intact to that particular word in different contexts. In the same way, we are having so many of the words specifically in Indian knowledge corpus, just like Shiva, Shakti, they are non-translatables. They can't be translated. We don't have these notions in any other culture. In the same way, Brahma, Brahman, this is a concept which is dealt in detail in Indian corpus only, and we don't have an equivalent term in any of the streams which are available right now. And if we try to translate them, we always create misconceptions. For example, the best example is consciousness. The word consciousness is very popular and it is being studied highly in contemporary times. But when you go through the actual meaning of the word consciousness, it describes a kind of dual behavior. That means duality exists. Consciousness is normally used as in a sense of awareness, and awareness about whom, about what. There is some object and some subject. Like when I say Ram reads a book, Ram is the subject and book is an object. So, in the same way, if I want to say that I exist or I see this system, I see these chairs. So, always there will be there would be one subject, that is me, and there would be an object, that is chair or outside things. In much subtler sentences also, like when I say like I feel it, then also there is something which is not expressed as an object, but it is there. So, duality exists. Subject is a different, but subject is different and object is different. There is one subject, there is one object, and their relationship is being carried through the expression of consciousness. But when we undergo the understanding of about the concepts of the Brahman or Shiva or Shakti, then we get that these entities are non-dual in nature. The concept which is which lies behind them is showing us the non-dual state, where you cannot demonstrate the differences of subject and object. That means subject and object both superpose. That is why only single entity is available at that time. So, this is a non-dual state of understanding, and in that sense consciousness term is completely unsuitable to discuss or to describe the state of Brahman or Shiva Shakti, etc. And still, in the lack of proper words, we are fond of using the same term when we create research papers or when we design any kind of material which is related with these concepts. So, this is the restriction of translation. And if we want to convey the exact meaning which is available in the term Brahman or Shiva Shakti, then or you can say within that term consciousness itself, the seriousness is something which is giving the abstractness of non-dual structure, which is a little bit equivalent to the concept of Brahman or Shiva Shakti. So, that is our limitation of translation. We cannot break the words up to that extent, so that the meaning cannot be comprehended in the target language also. So, in order to eliminate this kind of problem or this kind of misconceptions which are coming in the process of learning, we have to follow transliteration. The scheme of transliteration gives us a comfort zone to just transliterate the things, to just change the script, but without making deformations in the exact or real meaning. So, for that purpose only, here you can see that in the slides itself I have mentioned that IAST is International Alphabet of Sanskrit Transliteration. This is a scheme, this is which is actually designed in order to Romanize the Indic scripts without a loss of original meaning of the word. And that is why in the beginning of this our course, I am going to teach you how to write the words of Indian languages in Romanized version or in transliterated form. And for that purpose, we need to have the understanding of those symbols which are available for different sounds. For example, when we are taught Indian languages or our mother tongue, in our Matribhasha, when we are being taught in Indian subcontinent, we are taught Varnamala, and in Varnamala we have Swar and Vyanjan. So, from the childhood we have been taught like what are the swaras, the sounds which are independent for their pronunciation, they are swara. And in the same way, what are Vyanjanas, the sounds which are dependent for their pronunciation on the swara, they are Vyanjanas. This is the basic understanding, but if you go if you compare the language English with our Matribhashas, then there is a greater difference. For example, in English, we have an understanding about the vowels and the consonants, and what are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and that is script based. This is not orality, this is not dominated by the orality. Why? Because if you write the same sound A, E, I, O and U. So, what is happening? You cannot say that these are the swaras, because till A, E, I, O you are able to actually accept that they may be the swaras or the combination of the swaras. But for you, this sound is listed under Vyanjanas and the combination of the swara. So, U becomes a yakara, then a ukara. So, how it is a vowel? How it can be a vowel, it is a vowel in English language, but it can't be a swara, because we do not have exact conceptual understanding of the swaras and vyanjanas equivalent to the vowels and consonants. So, you can see the basic or the fundamental structure of the languages languages, that means English and Indian languages, is 180-degree apart. That is exactly not matching. When the fundamental sound structure and the concept which is behind that is not equivalent, how we can imagine that we can translate the words of the Indian languages to the language English, the target language, without any deformity? It is not possible. And that is why we need to be very alert and conscious when we translate the Indian texts, specifically Indian knowledge corpus, because we have untranslatable words, technical words, which are not even applicable, not even comprehended in the language English, because that culture lacks those specified concepts. So, what is being done here, you can see in the slide itself that we have swaras and then we have vyanjanas. Swaras are the sounds which are independent for their pronunciation, and we have these many swaras, and one by one we are going to understand what are the possible symbols to denote the basic sounds when we change the script without changing the meaning of a particular word. One special instruction regarding this IAST, that is International Alphabet of Sanskrit Transliteration, is that this scheme is not case sensitive. You can use the words in both the cases, either it is uppercase or it's lowercase, doesn't matter, but the symbol needs to be followed as it is. So, for short syllable akara, we use a or a, that means uppercase and lowercase. So, the symbol is a. Then for the longer vowel it's a bar. This line which is available on a, on the top of the a, is a bar. So, you nominate it like a bar, either it is uppercase or lowercase, doesn't matter. Similarly, e, the short one, is I. Then ikara is I bar. Ukara, the short one, is u. Then ukara, the longer one, is u bar, again u bar. So, you can see that bar is used to denote the long syllable, where dirgha is used. So, hirsu and dirgha, when I am saying long and short, it means long means dirgha and short means hirsu. So, hirsu akara is a, dirgha akara is a bar. In the same way, e is denoted by I and I bar, u and u bar. This is the way of remembering very easily, because you will be habituated in the mind that wherever dirgha is available, that will be denoted by a bar. After these 6 ones, that is akara, ikara and ukara, then we have rikara. Rikara is also of short and long. So, for denoting short, we use r then lower dot, because we put a dot just below it. So, it is r lower dot, not case sensitive. So, you can use both in both the cases. In the same way, if we want to address rikara, the long one, dirghari, then we can use r lower dot upper bar. That means bar is always used to denote the long syllable dirgha. In the same way, for rikara, we are using L lower dot, and for longer one dirgha, we are using L lower dot upper bar. Then after this akara, ikara, ukara, rikara and rikara, we are having ekara, akara. A is denoted by E and A is denoted by AI. So, you have to memorize this sound, this notion, ekara and ikara, what are the symbols used for them. Then O is denoted by O. O is that sound which is available in both the languages as it is, O and O. Then O becomes AU, and after that the last sounds which are available in the swaras in our Varnamala is ang and aha. Ang denotes anuswara and aha denotes a visarga. In Sanskrit, we have the tendency to use these dots in order to show anuswara and visarga. Like Samskritam, this is anuswara, which is put just above the sound. In the same way, when we write Ramaha, this is visarga, which the 2 dots which are adjacent to the first sound or the ending one at the end of the particular sound. So, this is visarga and this is anuswara, and they are nothing but a kind of representation for ang and aha. Ang is anuswara and it gets denoted by M upper dot in both the cases possible, and aha is denoted by H lower dot. After this, the list of the swaras, we have to follow the vyanjanas. As I told you that vyanjanas are dependent on the swaras for their pronunciation. So, starting from the ka, there is you can see that we write it like ka and then there is a slash at the end, that means at the bottom. So, this slash at the bottom denotes halant. This is halant, and this halant signifies that this particular sound is not having the support of vowel or swara. Right now this is not having the support of a swara, that is why it is halant. When I will write ka, complete ka without any halant, then it's signifying that now it is ka halant, then akara. In the same way, if I write ki, then it is signifying that now it is k and e. So, this is the way how we have to we need to understand that when we transliterate the words, we first split the word in the specified sounds, segregate the sounds available in the word, then we use the symbol from the list. So, for k it is k, kh it is kh, g g, gh gh, ng is n upper dot, this is dot available at the top. Then ch c, ch ch, j j, jh jh, y is n tilde, this marker which is available in our ESC key just top of that, this is tilde. So, here n tilde, that is available at the top of n. So, yeah, then t, t lower dot, t th d dh, you remember t th d dh, this group is having lower dot at the bottom, t lower dot, then th t lower dot h, d d lower dot, dh d lower dot h, and last one is r, that is n lower dot. So, the fifth sound of the each group like g, y and r, this is the fifth sound of each of the group, because we have the 5 groups in our Varnamala. In the list of the Vyanjanas we have 5 groups. So, the first group is ka group, second group is cha group, third group is ta group, then ta group, and then pa group. So, in this way you can see the fifth sound of each group. How to remember easily? The fifth sound of each group is following the pattern of n upper dot, n tilde, then n lower dot. So, beginning from the upper dot going to the lower dot, this is the way, and at the after that we have nakara and then makara, simple. So, in short we can remember like g, then y, then r, then na, and then ma. This is how we need to remember the fifth sound of each group. This is the pattern. So, we can easily go with this one. After this ta group, we have ta group, that is t, simple t without a lower dot, that is ta, tha, th, then the, d, dha, dh, na, n, plain n without any kind of other marker. Then last is pa varg or pa group, pa, p, fa, ph, ba, b, bha, bh, ma, m, plain m without any marker, and that is the difference between anuswara, this one, and makara. If I am using this sound as rama, this is makara. So, I will use the sound symbol m, and if I have to write this anuswara, then I will use the sound as m upper dot. So, this is the basic difference in anuswara and a proper m or a proper vyanjan ma. This is how we have to remember the fifth sound of each group. Then after these five groups, we have the rest of the sounds also in our in the list of the Vyanjanas in our Varnamala, that is ya, ra, la, va. Yakara, rakara, lakara and vakara. Ya is y, ya is denoted by y, ra is denoted by r, la is denoted by l and va is gets denoted with v. After this we have three shakaras and these are Talavisha, Murdhanisha and Dantisa. So, the Talavisha is S slash, then Murdhanisha is S lower dot because we put a dot just below it. Then dental sa or dantesa is simple S with no other marker. After this we have hakara, that is simple ha sound, that gets represented by H, and this is the difference between visarga and hakara. Hakar is plain Vyanjan, and just like if we want to write hasati, then there is hakara and it gets denoted with H. But if we want to identify this visarga, it gets denoted with H lower dot. So, this is the difference between visarga and hakara. After this we have three other sounds. One is ksha, then tra, then ja. Kshatraja. Shakara is a fused or a combination sound or the mixed sound because it incorporates two Vyanjanas. One is ka and second is Murdhanisha. So, we use the sounds which are available for ka, that is k, and Murdhanisha, that is s lower dot. In the same way, tra is combination of ta and ra. So, for ta we use t and for ra we use r. In this the last one, that is ja. Ja is the combination of ja and ya, that is jakara and ya. So, ja is represented by j and ya is represented by n tilde. So, we are using j n tilde. After these three also we have one more sound, that is known as shra. For example, the word shrotra, this is having this shra. So, shrotra, shra is the fusion of two Vyanjanas. One is Talavisha and second is Rakara. So, S slash then R, and the combination gets denoted as Shra. As all these Vyanjanas are listed with a halant, that means they are not supported by any swaras right now. But when we combine them, when we use them in the words, they get combined with the swaras, and in that way we have to write that particular word. For example, let us practice few words by using IAST. So, for example, you can see the first word is Bhaswati. So, for Bha we have BH, and Bhaswati gets splitted like if you want to transliterate, first of all you split that particular word in the particular sound, like Bhakara, then Akara, then Sa, then Va, Halant, then Akara, and after that Ta, Halant, and last one is Ikara. Once you split the sounds available in that particular word, you will find that what are the possible symbols to write that particular word. Bhakara, Bha is represented by BH, A is A bar, Sa is S, Va is V, Akara is A, Ta is T, and Ikara is I bar. So, in this way we get this word transliterated as Bhaswati. Similarly, for Vashishtha, you can see for Vashishtha again we can use the same scheme to split that particular word, and then we can just identify how to write that particular word. Vashishtha, you split the particular sound available. Vakara, halant, akara, then sha, halant, ikara, then murdhanya sha without any swar supporting it, because it is half. Then tha, halant, and at the end akara. So, in the same way we can write again V for va, A for a, then S/ ikara is I, then murdhanisha S lower dot, tha is T lower dot, ta H, and last one is akara, that is A. So, in this way we are getting the transliterated version, that is Vasishtha. One major mistake which is always done by the students, I want to address that thing, because rest of the words can be practiced by you by yourself. Just like you are practicing these words, in the same way you can practice how to write your own name in IAST. For example, my name is Surabhi. If I want to transliterate this word, the same kind of sound is available, and my name is with in IAST, in transliterated one is also representing the same spelling as I write it normally, because there is no marker available for any of the sound as it is. One major mistake which I am talking about, that is because we all are belonging to different languages, we all are having different matribhashas. So, what I have seen in my experience, students make a mistake in identifying the sound vakara and bakara, because in Odia language we have a tendency to bakara the vakara sound, like Vishwabhushana becomes a Biswabhushana. So, this is our mother tongue, influence of the mother tongue, influence of the Matrabhasha. So, whenever you get a sound in a particular word, you identify whether it is represented like this or whether it is represented like this. If there is a line in between, then it is bakara, and if there is no line, then it is vakara. Va is represented by V and ba is represented as B. So, you need to be conscious for, while transliterating, because we are habituated with the spoken one and we are from the oral tradition of knowledge. So, automatically this mistake comes in the writings also. Reflexly we are habituated to write the words which are available with the sound of vakara also as bakara. So, it is not a major fault, but because of our habituation with our mother tongue, we make these kind of mistakes while transliteration. So, in that case you should be very conscious, and for the rest of the words you can transliterate them and practice them in order to go to be very familiar with the course, because in our course we are going to follow this pattern of transliteration for writing all the answers in our answer scripts also, and in future also if you pursue your research in the subject or in any of the topic which is related with Indian discourse of knowledge, you have to use these kind of symbols in order to represent the words which are belonging to our languages or our culture. So, before beginning the course, the actual content of the course, I wanted to give you this kind of information, because this is going to be very helpful for whole of the semester. And for this lecture, this is sufficient. Thank you.